Is Star of the Seas the best cruise ship experience ever? Are there too many people? How is the food that's included with your cruise fare? Are the drinks the best at sea? Do they pop your wallet? What is that? Welcome back, cruisers. This is Cruising with KK, your guide to insider tips on first-time cruising, the latest ships, and all things cruising. Nice to be on a cruise. I just returned from a cruise aboard Star of the Seas, the largest cruise ship in the world, along with sister ship Icon of the Seas. Star hosts 7-day cruises around the Caribbean from its home port of Port Canaveral. Let's take one big review of everything to do and see on Star of the Seas. Let's do an overview of everything Star of the Seas. Let's take a closer look at the bars, drinks, and drink prices. The food, where I ate, what I liked, what food was included in your cruise fare versus the specialty restaurants. The entertainment. Royal Caribbean is touting these all-new shows as some of the best you'll find at sea. Is that the truth or a little white lie? The pools. There's a lot of them. Which one was the best and which one should you skip? The experiences. Hang 10 or hang up the phone and try another cruise. We'll review those. And finally, is Star of the Seas worth the cost? Let's go. This is awesome. Let's start with the food. Star of the Seas is home to more than 25 restaurants. About half are included with your cruise fare and about half cost extra. I taste tested most of the complimentary restaurants. Okay, so about the food. I was gonna try and pick my favorite and say, oh, this is my favorite restaurant, but I really don't have a favorite because it's all very good. And usually cruise ship food is all okay because it's really hard to cook to the masses, just make food that good for that many people. But I will say this food was fabulous. All of it was so, so good. So let's start with Base Camp. This is a little restaurant up by the pools or outdoors. We had burger, tater tots, pretzel bites with cheese. Very, very good. The burgers were cooked to order, so they weren't sitting there for a long time. Stale buns, stuff like that. It was all fresh. So that was very good. For the main dining room, we ate there a couple of nights. Very pleased with all the food. I got lobster tail one night. Very, very good. We got the pasta. French onion soup was fabulous. So good, I ordered it 2 nights in a row. They also have a Mexican restaurant, El Loco Fresh. Loved it. Make your own nachos, your cheese quesadillas, burritos. It was so good. Everything was so good. What else? Sorrento's Pizza. Eaten there in the past. I ate one piece. Very, very good. But a lot of people like that because it's really grab and go, easy to eat. So I wanted to mention that. Very good pizza. The Aquadome Market. Loved that. That has a lot of small little restaurants all up there together. We had the barbecue.
Yes, thank you.
And I'm from the South. I love barbecue.
Let's share this.
Very, very good barbecue. We also had some spring rolls. They were great. And the crepes, fabulous. Made to order. You can choose whatever you want. Chocolate, berries, strawberries. It was so yummy. And then the Surfside Eatery. That was great. My favorite part about it, I'm not sure if they just did that for this cruise or if it's always like this, but this should be a new cruise idea that I'm starting. Mini burgers, mini pieces of pizza, like bite-size everything. It was so great. And the best thing they had are these little double doozies, chocolate chip cookies with icing in the center. Those were fabulous. Again, they were small, so you could eat one or two. But I like that because you don't feel full and miserable and like all you're doing is eating. And you could try all different kind of things. So we got to try a lot of different things instead of feeling like you're wasting, you get a big burger and you're like, only want half. These were bite-sized, worked great. And then you could move on to the drinking. Okay, up next, let's talk specialty dining. Okay, so they have lots of specialty dining that costs extra. And usually, almost every single cruise ship, we go to the steakhouse. That's just our go-to. Love, love, love it. The steakhouse is to die for, always. But this time we switched it up and we did the seafood restaurant, which is called Hooked. Fabulous. The entire dinner was fabulous. The rolls that they have are like these little garlic butter rolls or biscuits. I'm not sure what they call them, but they were fabulous. And then I had the crab cakes, which was just tons of lump crab meat. That was just fabulous. A lot of them usually have so much breading that you really don't really taste it. Not this. This was not the case. Very good. I got the filet and lobster. Filet was cooked perfectly. The lobster tail was cooked perfectly. It was great. And then for dessert, I got the brownie with ice cream. Very dense. It was heavy. It was all right. I mean, it was good for a dessert. It wasn't my favorite dessert that I've had on cruises, but it was still good. So I would definitely try Hooked. If you're going to one, I would try the Hooked because you can get steak there as well. But like I said, the steak restaurant's always my favorite as well. So also on there, they have Starbucks. So every morning I had my latte or cafe, coffee, and then in the afternoon I'd get my frappuccino. So they do have a select menu, but it's pretty big. You can get what you normally get at home. And then I can't mention specialty restaurants without at least mentioning the Lincoln Park Supper Club. In full disclosure, I did not go to Lincoln Park Supper Club. I did not eat a meal there, but if you're looking for the most over-the-top experience on a ship filled with over-the-top experiences, this is it. Wear your best dress and nicest suit for a visit to 1930s Chicago. The Lincoln Park Supper Club features an 8-course dinner accompanied by special cocktails designed specifically for the courses, and there's live entertainment too. There's nearly 20 bars and lounges on Star of the Seas, and what I love about them is that they are all so unique. The drinks are unique. You don't go to one bar and you don't have the same thing in that bar as on the menu of another bar. I love the drinks. It definitely felt like they took time and they were very purposeful. I feel like most drinks, are just so heavy. Like, of course, the strawberry daiquiris, the pina coladas, all those, are heavy. But I felt like on this cruise, all of their drinks were very light and refreshing and very good. And you didn't feel like you could only have one because it was just so heavy. They had like blueberries and raspberries and, pomegranate, just juice and the liquor. I mean, it's very, very good. But the experience itself is just so different. Each bar is so different. So my favorite bar, well, we'll get to that later. They have 1400 bar. So the 1400 bar is the whole number of Icon of the Seas in the shipyard where it was being built. That's where the name comes from. The bar salutes the different classes of ships made by Royal Caribbean. You have to either try or witness someone ordering the 1400. That drink is really cool because they have the liquid and then they put this big huge bubble on it, and then when you go to drink it, it pops and then all this white smoke comes out. Really, really cool. And then there's Playmaker Sports Bar. Just like it sounds, if you want to catch a game, if you want to watch any kind of game, they have it all. If you want to play some pool, grab a beer, they have all kinds of cocktails. Really, really cool place to hang out and watch football, baseball, basketball, whatever you want to watch. The Rye and Bean, that's a coffee and tea bar by the Aquadome. Now, of all the bars, this one has got the most incredible views. I mean, outstanding views of all of them. I had a frozen coffee drink and it was so yummy. Very, very good. You've got to try that. Also, we have the Schooner Bar. If you've been on any Royal Caribbean ships, that is a tried and true bar. It's on all of them. You know, you can't go wrong there. The Swim and Tonic Bar. It's the largest swim-up bar at sea. They have bar stools in the pool. You can. They have tables in the pool. They have your beach chairs, loungers that are in the pool. So you swim up, get your drink, and you can drink it in the pool. Lime and Coconut. That's basically the outdoor pools by all the, or outdoor bars that are out by all the pools. And so they're all the same menu, but that way the lines don't get long. I will say the lines were not very long at all on this cruise ship. But there's several levels all around the pool. They have a drink that it's named for, the lime and coconut. I did have that. Very good, very Caribbean tasting. And it comes in a cute little plastic bucket to drink it out of. Then there's also the Overlook. This is also by the Aquadome. And again, you cannot beat the views. It's gorgeous. Nothing but glass windows and nothing but ocean views all around. And then last but certainly not least, my all-time favorite is Thorn and Thistle. It's a very cute pub style, cute little bar, kind of Irishy. My favorite drinks are the Love Story and the Amalfi Coast. Those were my tried and true. Anytime I wanted a drink, I would usually go and get that. So we can't talk about Star of the Seas without talking about entertainment. Let me just read to you what Royal Caribbean has sent. The new Star of the Seas amps up artistry like never before. Get a front row view of superhuman stunts and bold feats from daring performers. Indulge the senses with Broadway-worthy stage productions, laughter-inducing comedy shows, masterful music performances, and more on one epic vacation. And if we're talking about entertainment, we have to start with Back to the Future. It's a musical at sea. We all know the story. It's got Marty McFly, the DeLorean, Doc, Biff. We know it. But the fact that they were able to put this on a cruise ship is mind-blowing. Most shows on the cruise ship last about, 30, 45 minutes. This one lasted an entire hour and 45 minutes. It's the largest production at sea I've ever seen. If you want a tip, make your reservations early and get there early. It sells out and seats are hard to come by. And there were two other shows I wanted to mention. Soul, which is an ice skating show. This is what Royal Caribbean says about it. Stunt-filled skating spectaculars for the whole family. Take the ice in our most astonishing arena ever. Absolute Zero. All-star athletes combine grace and speed to perform daring flips, jumps, and spins on ice. And powerful projectors create an immersive backdrop to transform the rink into anywhere and anytime. Stay tuned for all new shows taking the ice on board. Okay, so I went to see this show. It was so good. They used the latest and greatest, music, all their ice skating, the twirls, jump spins. It was really, really entertaining. It's something great for, I think the kids would love. I think the whole family would love. So definitely try and make that show. And one more show to tell you about, Torque. This is what Royal Caribbean sent over. For a venue you'll see and still not believe, look to the awe-inspiring Aqua Theater in the heart of the Aquadome, where a 55-foot waterfall cascades from the ceiling, daring divers leap from 60 feet above, and high-tech special effects take you worlds away. So I was not able to go see Torque because we couldn't get in. It was already full, already booked, so this applies as well. Book your shows early, get there early. But we did see some rehearsals. It's actually right outside Hook, the seafood restaurant, And so they were practicing it the night we were having dinner. And so it looked amazing, looked really, really cool. I'm sure it was a phenomenal show. Next up, let's talk about the pools. Every cruise ship has to have great pools. Star of the Seas have 7 of them. Let's run through them real quick. First one is the Royal Bay pool. It's the largest pool, holds over 40,000 gallons of water. This is where everyone hangs out. This is the main hubbub, biggest pool there. They have the loungers in the water. You can also, it has a wading pool. It has a deeper version of it, or deep section. And it has the hot tubs. So that's a great pool. The next one is the Cove pool. And this pool offers a vanishing edge effect, in-water loungers, and close proximity to the lime and coconut. That is where I lived on this cruise. I liked it because there's the room beside the loungers where you can kind of lay in the water. And it has a great view, and you're really close to the bar. The next one is the Swim and Tonic. I did not spend a lot of time here because everyone else did. Everyone loves the fact that you can swim up to the bar, order your drinks, sit on the stools, lay in the loungers. It's a great bar as well. Next is the Hideaway pool. This is an adults only pool. It's suspended 8 stories above the sea, offering stunning views and a beach club atmosphere with a DJ and a dedicated bar. Great for adults. The key to a great day on the ship. The next one's Cloud 17 pool. This one is another adults-only space designed for relaxation with an infinity edge, loungers, and a nearby lime and coconut bar. And then there's for families, the Water's Edge pool. Located in the Surfside family neighborhood, this wading pool is perfect for families with young children overlooking the ship's wake. And then the next one is Splashaway Bay. A vibrant aqua park with colorful water slides, water cannons, fountains, and pools for kids of all ages, located in the Surfside neighborhood. Okay, and then the final pool is the Sweet Neighborhood pool. I'm only going to mention this briefly because the only way you get to that is if you're staying in one of the suites. So if you're staying in it, you get to enjoy it. If not, no need to look. All right, next let's talk about experiences. Great experiences fill Star of the Seas. Back in the day, when you went on a cruise, you would wake up, go eat, go lay out in the sun all day, listen to some music, go back, shower, go to dinner, and maybe go see a show, go to bed, wake up, redo it all again. That is no longer what cruises are about, I don't feel. I feel like it's more of an experience. You know, yes, you have great ports of call that you're going to go and visit and see what's great there, but it's also a great trip being on the ship. You get to enjoy being at sea. You get to enjoy the cruise ship as well as the really cool ports that you go to visit. So from Crown's Edge to rock climbing to miniature golf to the flow rider to the music hall to Central Park to escape rooms to pickleball at the sports courts, a cruise aboard Star of the Seas feels more like a vacation that, yeah, it's happens to be on a cruise ship that visits exciting ports of call. But a cruise on Star of the Seas is really less about where you visit and more about all that you do on the ship. So the first thing was the Crown's Edge. It's a miniature ropes course. So you're walking over things, you're hooked in, strapped in, and then you walk around to the edge and it's over the water. You're overlooking the water and your footing, the platform that you're standing on, drops through and you swing around and go over the water and you come and land safely back on the ship. Really cool, really fun, exciting. So next up, let's talk about the music hall. That was a really cute venue. So it's 2 stories, kind of like a concert area. and you have your singers on stage and they sing 80s music, and it was awesome because you know all the words to all the songs. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Okay, and then the last thing that I'll mention real quick is the Flow Rider. That's your surfing simulator. Really cool. Anyone can do it. If I can do it, anyone can do it. I even, you get on there, and I even did, you can roll around. So if you can do that at my age, then anyone can do it. A lot of fun. I would say wear one piece, and I would say throw a t-shirt over that, just in case. The last thing I'll mention is the Pearl. Very hard to describe, but I will mention it because you will get your picture made 1,000 times. Really cool. Have to see it. You walk up this grand staircase with all these panels, and it opens up to a massive wall of windows overlooking the ocean. Really, really cool. So go see it, get your picture made with it. All right, so that's my recap of what I experienced. Was it worth it? Was it worth paying the extra price for Star of the Seas versus one of their older boats? That's up to you. What works in your budget, what you're looking for in a vacation. Is this your one vacation, or is this one of many little vacations you take and the money? Was this cruise worth it? Absolutely. Everything about it was phenomenal. The food was great. I felt like all the food was good. There was never that where you're just like, oh, I'm not going to eat that. I really didn't like it. I just feel like the experiences were great. The shows were phenomenal. The food, like I said, fabulous. Restaurants, great. The pools were great. The staff, nothing but friendly and awesome. So yeah, I would do it again, time and time and time again. But like I said, you have to choose what you're looking for in a cruise. Is this your big vacation, or do you take 2 or 3 throughout the year? I think it's fabulous. Thanks for checking out Cruising with KK. If you like this video, please subscribe and like. It really does help.